welcome back Mr. Prescott and everybody to ARLTV. We're now round 2 of the SuperCar series. That was quick.
That was quick.
I think we've mutually agreed we'll try and stay a little bit connected and show you some replays of the start and things like that the next time we do the sprint race. Obviously first time doing it, so just finding our feet and seeing how long it takes between sessions. So we've got about a 10-minute window, so yeah, but interesting first race. Obviously lead A took that quite comfortably. Stamenkovic in second and defending champion Tobias Cherney in third. So with a couple of the changes to how the league and tournament system work over the build as well. It was going to be top 16 sort of reverse snake grid order, but it looks like the default is top 10, so there'll be a couple of drivers out there. Be a little bit gutted that they won't be on the front of the grid, but a few of them will be happy that they're not all the way back down in 16th, lead A being the one. But top 10 reverse order is going to make it quite interesting as well. I mean, those guys were really close performance-wise, so it's going to be difficult for the front few to get through that pack, I think.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm still struggling to get the table sorted at the minute, but
yeah, let's just
known about before.
Yeah, can't quite pick up what the grid's doing at the moment. All new, lots of bugs to work out, but I'm sure we will. Trial and error, that's what it's all about. But yeah, so we're just doing the 10-minute warm-up at the moment, just so drivers can get themselves back in and connected to this server. See a few of them out there, just sticking a little bit more practice in. What we'll do is we'll try our best as well to get drivers up between the races for a little interview next time round. Always difficult to grab them as they're busy trying to get connected to the new server, but we'll just drag them up. I'm not sure if it's just me, Dean, but the lighting just looks a tiny little bit different this time round. We've moved on from the time of day. Obviously something new is the weather effect.
Good question. If I'd have been looking at the screen, I could have been able to tell you, but it was Mr. Noble and Mr. Pearson frantically trying to set this back up, so I'm sure these 10 minutes they should be able to get some kind of feel for what's going on.
Yeah, that'll certainly spice it up as well. I mean, obviously this week's official series is here as well, so we know the official temperatures don't change or wind speed or anything else like that. So, but the new hosted sessions, we can change the weather somewhat, so that's going to spice it up a little bit. Cars will handle just a little bit different, so those that might have been just a little bit quicker the last time by might be a bit of a disadvantage to some of the others. Setups might come back into play here, so it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. We'll have to get some clarification on the admins as well if there has been a change of weather. Certainly will spice it up. Just 2 minutes to go. Dean desperately working on the table.
I've got the table sorted, it's just not updating for me. just show me last season's.
Have you changed the iframe code on the website? Because
No,
each
no,
season has its own one, doesn't it?
I'm still on Dan Lisa at the minute.
Oh, that's weird. Who would run a league, eh? All these things.
Exactly.
Scoring systems had an update as well. iRacing's all been updated. Knew this, knew that. Round one, it's like all these well laid plans. 50 seconds left to go then. We will only know when the guys take to the grid whether or not the gridding system has worked as well. Fingers crossed. Obviously the last race particularly exciting, that pack from what ended up being second to about 8th was crazy close. This is going to be a fantastic race. Those quick guys are going to want to get themselves past, so moves are going to be made. I'm sure there's going to be an incident here or there. Very rushed, just 15 laps, it's just not a lot of time. Compare that to what we were like last this season, where every race was an hour long and an hour and a half for the endurance races. A 20-minute race really spices things up. Dave Oliver obviously needs a decent result. He's one driver will be a little bit gutted because he could have well ended up pole position for this next round, but with the top 10 reverse order, it's going to spice it up somewhat.
Right, so here we go. The grid has actually worked.
I think Rainbird, does that finds himself in pole? Or is that, no, it's not, it's just how they're...
It's Graham who's on pole in the Triple Eight.
Yeah, David Martinez, Dale, obviously Dale will be, we know how quick he was 3rd place as well at one point, so he's going to have a good run. Nathan, Nick, Sanjin, Trevor, Tobias, Richard, Lee Day, top 10 all switched around. Philip Johansson, Jamie Peters, Jamie Fuchs, Luke Emerton, Craig Jones, Mark Warmington, Steve McPherson, Dave Oliver, Frank Hodak, Mark Noble, Quarantine Peters, Chris Bean, and the revs are rising, so we're going to steam through it just to get the start of this race. Lights are on, revs are building, and we're go for round 2. Let's watch it down to this turn 1, very interesting.
So we've got 3 wide around turn 1.
Close contact! Actually somehow only managed to collect two of the drivers. And we got down into turn 2 as well, another few off.
That's Tobias.
Stamenkovic wide as well, he's going to be into the tyre wall. This is what we thought might happen, drivers trying to make a move really early on, it's going to cost them dearly. It's all about staying out of trouble that first lap and making moves afterwards.
One person who seems to have done that is actually Lee, looking around the outside down the straight. But Nathan thinks slightly better of it, drops back in.
Yeah, I think that's Trevor Johnson as well, having a little look. Dale's got himself up into the lead as well. Now, we know how quick Dale was last time around, so he's got to be looking good from here. Stamenkovic got a lot of work to do. He looks like he's got a place here. I think that was McPherson up the inside. Stamenkovic finds himself all the way back in 15th place.
Just keeping an eye on Lee at the minute. He's
Yeah, I
up
mean,
into 6th.
fantastic start from him, 10th to 6th.
Sending Moscow through the back of Graham's bumper. But Trevor Johnson just appears from nowhere, a lot of pressure.
Oh, we've got contact here, fit further back. Missed who it was, but just saw it. What a great shot coming down this back straight. Someone's off as well, just on the grass in the background.
Lee Day's making it up the inside. He's got it done. Trevor looked as if he was going to follow him. But just couldn't get it up there. So that's Lee another position up into 5th. Definitely on the move.
Yeah, you have to say he still stands a chance of podium position here, whether or not he get himself all the way to the front. I mean, he won that first race quite comfortably, but that was after a bit of argy-bargy caused the pack to slow down behind.
Next target is Nathan. Nick Rainbird, who's very sideways. Not sure if Nick's changed anything, but car doesn't look as stable as it was.
Frank Hodak, 11th place, wants to try and get himself into that top 10.
Dave Oliver
Got
now
Mark
putting
Warmington as well.
So Trevor's actually made it past Graham. It's his teammate of Dave. I do believe that Alamar haven't got the skin ready yet.
Yeah, I did see that post on the forum for those guys.
Yeah, I think something like 12 teams, did he say, got going this season?
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me then that they're not ready.
But Dave's actually made it past Graham now. So Graham, although he started on pole, he's just dropping backwards. Still, if he can keep it in this place, he's in for some good points in P11. P8, sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, as we've seen now, we lost Tobias. Is he still out there? No, it looks like we've lost Tobias. So, I mean, this can really shake things up. I mean, he's almost going to jump him in the championship now. So, these sprint races is going to be a strategy to driving them, and just finishing in the top 10 in both races. I think is going to stand you in a good stead for sort of at the end of round 1.
It definitely is. And just looking back at P17, Alex, we've got Oliver and a very long train behind him. And we have Mr. Noble in that train as well.
Yeah, it's quite a battle at the moment. Just seem to have lost touch from the main pack.
And that's Sandin, who finished 5th in that last race.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him. Great moves, made it happen.
Very brave. He's got a bit of rear end damage. That's another position gained. And
Just about holds on to that. That could have been curtains for all those chasing drivers.
that's Mr. Noble, Spicer, and one of the new guys, Aaron. They're still going at it. This is very exciting racing.
Just caught a little bit as well. Davey there in the a little bit further up. Jim Davey, 13th place. He's got front end damage to that car as well. So yeah, great first lap in round 1. Everybody made it through, but that second lap just spiced it up with that grid order being changed around. Drivers trying to make places here and there. Mark Noble now, 19th place.
Oliver just behind. Brenton as well.
Oh, we've got someone round. Was that McPherson round? I think it was, yeah, McPherson. Just see if we can't catch what happened there. It's fallen all the way back to 22nd. He's picked up some major damage on that as well. He's right up behind Stamenkovic, and he just gets himself on the grass, hits the wall hard. That is going to be his race done, I think. One question I haven't asked, Dean Fastows, what's the situation with those this season? Obviously, everyone had one last season.
I still think it is the same with one.
Mark Noble's had a spin as well. He's found himself down in 28th place.
Be absolutely gutted with that, Mr. Noble. Looks like he was having some fun where he was.
Got Nathan's in 5th place. I mean, Leeds we've missed some of the action up front with all that's going on, but Lead A's found himself in 3rd place now. Martinez is ahead. Dale is in 2nd. Those two, there's nothing between them. See Martinez sporting the all-white car. I'm wondering if he just hasn't uploaded his skin to Trading Paints. Yeah, I'm guessing Dale must have made a mistake because he was out front as well. Yeah, last lap by a 123.3. And it looks like he's very loose again. Has he managed to save that? He has.
Maybe we'll be seeing this and thinking, hang on a minute, I could be getting this second at least.
Yeah, I mean, he's right on the back of them. I mean, if they start fighting, he's well, I mean, he's there anyway, so I think he'll be pushing for a victory. But yeah, Trevor Johnson in 6th place as well. He's had a fantastic couple of races. It's that consistency that's going to make the difference in the championship. Richard Stamenkovic 12th, obviously he's trying to recover back. He's right on the tail of Frank Kodak. Stick with this battle up the front at the moment, because I'm sure before long it's going to be a 3-way battle.
Yeah, and just beyond that we might have a inter-team battle with Trevor and Dave. Trevor's car seemed to drop off quite a bit last race. Keep an eye on him. Nick Rainbow's still up in 4th position, he'll be delighted with that. Oh, he's one of the quick guys.
Yeah, always quite consistent as well, Nick. Pulls the strategies out and drives where, sensibly when he needs to. That's the thing, I think he's got himself in a good position. Didn't risk anything those early couple of laps. Trevor went in extremely deep there and Dave had to adjust his line.
Just having a look back down the grid, we've actually got Tobias down in 26th. The car's going left, right and centre. Got a very tight, close battle down in 23rd. 24th to 22nd I should say actually. That's Nigel Bushell, one of the new guys in KRF. Corinthian Peters, he's returning. I only saw him a handful of times last season. So a good little battle with Nigel, sorry. Looking around the outside, he's got it done.
Yeah, I think Nigel had a little lift. He's actually put himself under pressure as well from the car behind.
It's sunny actually. Another one of the new guys. Just flicking further up again. Nothing really much happening. Got Spicer and Aaron still battling. Unfortunately we lost Mr. Noble and Jean Oliver as well. Jim Davey up into 15th with very heavily front damage. Sargent's caught up to a little pack here for 14th place.
Yeah, down the back straight, having a little look. Mark Warmington in front of him.
Frank, who I believe is the chief guy over at Race on Oz. Sargent's very sideways through turn 1, but he's got the move done. Coming up onto his boss.
No multi-21 call here. Right, now back up the front we do have this 3-car battle. Lee Day is caught right up behind. Dale's going to have to start putting pressure on Martinez.
Yeah, coming round towards the end of lap 10, coming on to 11 soon.
It's fair to say that Lee has sort of brought Nick Rainbird with him as well. I mean, he's just off the back of this battle at the moment, but I think give it a lap or two, he's going to be there now. If I know Nick, he'll just wait for a couple of laps, see what's going on. You've got to think that Lee's going to try and make a move as Dale has a look up the inside of last corner as well, side by side coming out of that. Doesn't quite get the run off, so just settles back in. Very, very close here. There could be contact. He's out wide. He's onto the grass. He keeps it stable. Lee round the outside. Tricky corner. Drifting it as well. Thinks better of it. So close. Nick Rainbow right on the back of him. Just that little bit of battling.
Must be exactly what Nick wants.
Yeah, he just wants to wait for them to get that side by side again and perhaps a little bit of contact and just dive in and take 2 positions. Just to see the difference in line there as well. Trevor Johnson doesn't seem to be able to get to the back of him. Like you say, his tyre seems to fall off after that 10 laps. They may be having a little look, he's thinking about it. Not quite close enough.
Yeah, it just looks like he shows him in his mirrors.
Bit of a tricky corner, that last one, coming out of down that back straight though. It's easy to go in a bit deep and get your line all wrong.
And again, Dale has another little look.
Yeah, Martin is definitely struggling in those last couple of corners. Much faster. Just trying to edge him in there.
So be careful, very sideways.
Yeah, and Lee's got the inside line, but Dale's going to have it covered for the next corner.
All this battling, you can just see Trevor Johnson now lurking in the background.
Yeah, just can't quite get on the back of him. He needs to get there, I think. If something happens, he needs to be able to capitalise really quickly. Like, Nick is in the perfect position.
Looks like Nick had a bit of a moment there, actually, in the hairpin.
Yeah, actually, both the LMR cars just look like they're struggling to get onto the back of this pack. On board with Day. Let's just have a quick look. Stay with him for this lap. A great drive coming out of there. He had to think about it just for a second. It's just such a short run down into turn 1. You need to be, you need to drop the opponent to make a mistake, really.
It is always quite easy to make that mistake in turn 1. Changing all the time. It does tend to drop away from me on that corner. Again, he just gets that drive, but there's just not enough track to get it done. Yeah, Has a look around the outside there. And again, thinks better of it. It looks like Dale's tyres are maybe coming to the end of the line.
Yeah, Dale was another driver who fell off a little bit. Now surely, Lee, which way is he going to go? He's looking, he's thinking. Left or right back marker, kind of ruined it there actually.
Oh, Dale on the grass. And a little bit deep. He's actually taking Lee with him. But again, look who's lurking on the back of Nick Rainbird.
Oh, fair. We just jumped out of the cockpit there, but we could see him fighting that car like crazy. Well saved.
Nick Rainbird's definitely picked up another car on the back of him.
Yeah, Trevor Johnson's there now.
Oh, Dale very sideways.
There's just so much defending going on out there as well. I mean, he's trying to make a move, but his mirrors are just so full. Goes in deep there, very deep. I think he's got a good run. It's fortunate that he can get the slipstream off of David, otherwise I think Lee would get past. Still defending. But as they come across the line, there's going to be one lap to go. Is anyone going to try anything? Last dive into any of the corners?
Will have to be an all or nothing.
Let's just hope we don't see no massive pile up from these guys. Stewards will obviously have a look into it if we do, but Rainbird just lost a little bit coming out of the last corner there. So I think it's really between these first three. If anything's going to change, Johnson might have a... No, where's Johnson?
He's spun.
We'll have to review that later on. Let's stay with this battle. He's all the way down 10th place now. I can see that he's dropped down to. Not good for him.
It was turn 3. He just got the left on tyres on the grass.
Well, here we go then. Nick Rainbird definitely out of it. Dave Oliver way too far back, unless we have a 3-car pile up. Martinez just defending the inside. Dale having a look around the outside. Does he give him a little bump? He might have done. It's going to cost him. Lee up the inside. He's going to be able to defend on the inside here. But can Lee hold it around the outside to pick second place? He's trying it. He's having a look. He's made it. Dale around the outside. Is he going to get a run? Oh, Rainbird now as well. Well, Lee managed to get himself in second place, but the man that drove the race perfectly, David Martinez, picks up round 2. The V8 Supercar Series brought to you by Pagnini Imports. Great drive from him. Dale Nash finishes 3rd, Lee Day 2nd. Sorry, getting those confused. Nick Rainbird in 4th. Dave Oliver in 5th. Guys are still coming round. Trevor Johnson all the way down in 14th place. He'll be kicking himself with that. Let's just have a quick look at the start and then review the results. Wow, Dean, what do we make of the this new layout? Certainly brought out some interesting racing today, action-packed all the way through. David Martinez does indeed take his victory, as we said. Lee Day confirms 2nd place. Dale Nash in 3rd. Nick Rainbird, Dave Oliver Nathan, Graham, Stamenkovic, Jamie, Sanjin is your top 10. It's going to spice that championship up something, I reckon.
Still got goosebumps, Alex. I don't know about you.
I have to say, I mean, that's what we want to see. I mean, the sprint races, done our spice up here. We can see Tobias getting caught. It's just, I think that was with Sanjin, yeah, it was. He managed to carry on. Tobias lost a whole load of places there. Jamie Peters was 11th, Frank Kodak 12th, Jim Davey in 13th with all that damage on the front. Trevor Johnson 14th, Brett Spicer, Aaron Hamilton, Scott Stevens, Luke Emerton, Joe Oliveira, Tobias Cherney all the way down in 20th place. Brenton O'Brien says Mark Remington in 22nd, but I thought he was right up there, so maybe as the guys have left the server we are just getting a little bit mixed up with the results, so we'll confirm them on the table a bit later.
Showing Mark Warmington down in 22nd as well in the actual race.
Yeah, we're sitting in 12th, 13th place for, well, pretty much up until the last lap, I thought, so something must have happened there.
We've just got some guys coming up into the interview channel. Some new guys joining as well.
Well, let's grab Tobias up first.
User was moved to your channel.
Hi Tobias. Tell us a little bit about your races, as it is, and what happened at the start of that. We see there was a bit of contact and you went off the second race.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun in these two races. It was very interesting. First race was quite okay. Started from second, but then I had some of my worst starts ever, and Day was gone directly, and I followed him and got a touch from Dale. Damaged my car a little bit, and so yeah, I'm happy that you came home on third. Second start, yeah, I had a good start this time. Gained the position on Trevor and other guys, but then somehow I was on the outside of turn 2, and yeah, someone hit me. I think Sanjin, but it was my corner. It damaged my car pretty hard, so I had to turn 45 degrees to the right to go straight, and so I had to pit.
Yeah, we're looking at it now. Actually, you can just see you were out on that outside line. Just yeah, nothing you can do. It's such a treacherous corner. Is that turn 2 when you're on the outside?
Yeah, up to this moment the start was pretty good, and I gained 2 positions or 3. Then yeah, I got a few. I could make a few positions back, and so I found myself back into on position 20. I'm looking forward to the next race. I hope this season not the opposite of last season, where I had such a lot, so many times, so much luck. Other guys made mistakes or got caught into it. Yeah, now both races, something happened to me. I hope.
Yeah, I
better.
think. Well, you got the curse of being the defending champion, so the first race is always going to be a bit treacherous for you. So.
But I can always do it wrong now, I think.
Next week we're obviously VIR 30 laps. We're not doing a sprint race, so a little bit longer, a little bit more time to settle in. Just standard qualifying, no reverse grid, so almost back to normal really.
Yeah, that's good.
VIR, how'd you like the track?
I like it pretty much. When you weren't there last season, it was a very good race for me, and I hope to repeat this effort there. I found myself back on the podium.
Right, well, we've got a lot of people waiting to buy, so I'm gonna cut the interview pretty short. But unlucky for the second race. Well done for the first one, getting third place, even though you had the contact.
Thanks.
Currently looking at 9th place in the table, so it could have been a worse start, I have to say. Drop rounds to the Infect, and we look forward to seeing you next week at VIR, mate.
Yeah, thanks guys. Quick shout out to Lenovo sponsoring us this season. Yeah, see you next week. Bye.
See you, mate.
Peter Rice.
User was moved out of your channel.
Right, who shall we grab up next?
Tough one. You got Nashi, you got Trevor. You got Graham, who started on pole in that last one.
Yeah, let's go Graham up.
User was moved to your channel.
Hi Graham, sorry, dragged you up for a quick interview, mate. Started on pole on the second race. Lost a few places off of the line, but just tell us a little bit about both your races today, how it went, and welcome to the league as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, a lot better than I expected. I was away all week, so I didn't get a chance to really try out the new tyre model. So Friday I had a bit of a time to get at it, and the boys had it set up for us. So yeah, no, happy to get in the top 10 in the first race, and then to be on pole the second race was a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
but I think I give plenty of room for the other guys to get by.
Yeah, just having a look at the start now. I mean, actually being up there, you avoided all the mayhem that was behind. There was a little bit of tussing and throwing here and there, but yeah, I mean, you've got quite a few teammates on the grid this season as well, the Race On guys.
Yeah, we've been following it. Last season we were watching it on Thingo. We sort of a couple of guys got in at the end, midway through the season, and yeah, we said, yeah, it looks like a good series to get into. A great bunch of guys, so yeah, happy to be in here. Yeah.
So, how do you? What's your thoughts on the new sort of configuration for this year? Obviously, not every race is going to be a double sprint race, but what's your thoughts on how it's laid out this time?
Yeah, we're just talking about the sprint races, the two sprint races just then, and a lot of people prefer these than the longer races. But yeah, it's still good.
I think we're just losing you a little bit there, Graham. Sorry, mate. Typical UK to Australia internet connection problems. Oh no, you're back.
No, he's gone again.
No, he's gone again. Well, I tell you what, Graham, if you can get it in, do you want to give a shout out for your Race On guys, just quickly, and we'll probably catch up with you next week or something like that.
Yeah, no worries. Back in Turtle Beach.
Right, I'm really sorry, mate. All we got really there was Turtle Beach. So if we're, like I say, we'll grab you next week and make sure you can plug your sponsors and everything else like that. But well done today.
Channel timed out.
Oh, he's gone completely. Right, who shall we grab up next, Mr. Prescott? Dave Oliver. Let's grab him.
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Let's grab both actually. Let's get Dave and TJ.
Dave and TJ. Hello, chaps.
Afternoon, evening, morning.
Evening, yeah, morning, yeah.
How was that for LMR today?
Well, Dave got in the way on the start on race 1.
Dave, what are you doing?
I got the jump, and then I swear somebody put some oil on the track. Far out. It's like I just wheel spun.
Yeah, that's what happened to me in race 2. I pulled away and then it just lit the rears up. But other than that, it was alright, apart from when I threw it off. But it was so hard, race 2, to take the left-handers because I had damage from hitting the wall when Richard tapped me at the start. So
yeah, we didn't see you go off. We just noticed that you'd vanished. So you're all right there. We missed it, and we didn't go back and replay it. So, but it was looking pretty good for you then. You'd have had 2 reasonably decent runs, but you were still 8th in the championship.
Yeah.
after those two. Dave, you're in 11th. These sprint races are going to spice things up a little bit, do you think?
Yeah, it was fun. The qualifying was a bit weird on your own, but other than that, this sort of action packed from start to finish, which is good.
We're Virginia next week. I missed the race that you guys were there at, so how do you like the track? And back to a traditional 30 lap sort of style run. Are we going to be strong there?
Yeah, I tend to run pretty well there. Just have to wait and see with the setups of the cars are a bit different, so try and dial it in a bit more. I'm struggling a little bit to get used to the lower rate from front to rear, but yeah, should be alright.
Yeah, well, because they fixed the there was that bug, wasn't there, the aero bug, where more rake, which should give you more drag, was producing higher top speeds and things like that, wasn't it, last season? Was that right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it,
it
yeah.
was.
And what's the thoughts on the tyre model changes that you've had this season then? Much of a difference, or?
The rear's a lot more planted, and you can catch slides a lot easier now. You can hold it, which is spectacular.
As you could tell by my drifts.
Yeah, we saw a lot of spectacular drifts today, and a lot of some lot of crazy saves going on. So that's good.
Yeah, as long as you don't touch the grass like I did, you can pretty much save almost everything now.
Yeah, Dave, talking about touching the grass, you had a pretty scary moment in race 1. Coming down that back straight, you were over on the left-hand side. I think a couple of people trying to make some moves on each other, and somehow you managed to get it stopped on the grass. I don't really know how you did that, but you got it turned in all right.
Yeah, that was a very hard in the mouth moment. I've kind of decided, I think I'll have a bit of a run, and there should be a gap. And then I think it could have been a run on Richard, I think it was at the time. And yeah, all of a sudden I'm like being squeezed up next to the fence. I'm like, oh crap. So, but yeah, there was a few little entertaining moments in there. So, especially when there was that big, the big hoo-ha, whatever it was in that first race, and I threaded the needle with Richard, and I think I passed 5 cars, and then I think I went from 8th or whatever it was up to 3rd. And then went up to that top hairpin a few laps later and kind of snared I think I had a little bit too much rear brake bias, and so it snared the rears, and I kind of caught it, and then it's bounced off the curb, and then it's spat me off and hit the fence, and then the car felt weird after that, and I think I hit the fence again. So I just decided it's better off to go in and do the quick tow, get it fixed, and try salvage some positions. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got drop rounds obviously that take effect, but as you know from last season, it's always decent to try and finish and get as many points in the bag as possible earlier on, because you just never know what's going to happen later on. So.
Yeah, especially with the shorter season as well. This season's a lot shorter than the last one, which is nicer. So can kind of get your 8 rounds in, or with 12 rounds in there. It's a lot nicer.
Well done, guys. We look forward to seeing you next week. Anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Usual guys, sponsors, PRS, LMR, Brad for the setup this week. It's his work, and Dave for turning up for once.
Actually, I'll have a little surprise for you guys. I'll stuff it, I'll tell you anyway. There's one of the top guys, Justin Ruggier. He actually races with a helmet, with his race helmet on. So I decided to do a kind of one-up on him and wear my helmet, which actually has an intercom system, and I hooked up to my computer, so I actually had TeamSpeak and all the chat going through my helmet, and then I actually chucked my GoPro on the side of it and recorded both races, just to see how it goes.
I look forward to looking that back up on the forum when you post it. Should be interesting.
Yes, so I just thought, stuff it, have a bit of fun. So
Cool, great. Thanks, guys. Good luck next week, and I'll see you then.
Yep, see ya.
Thanks, fellas.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Right, let's grab Mr. Fuchs up. He's been waiting nice and patiently, as he always does. Jamie, hello, my friend. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Tell us a little bit about both your races today. How'd you get on, and how did you find the new layout, or the new.
Oh, the new build is pretty good, and this track it's very difficult to get right. Basically, towards the end, the car just gained more understeer and basically had to slow down. But this build's really, really good. The car's very planted and can get on the accelerator very early.
Yeah, so not as much short shifting as previous builds, or still a little bit of that going on?
It all depends on the corner and what gearing you're using.
Just looking at your start here of your second race, you got a pretty decent start. Managed to make a couple of places. Trevor Johnson just in front of you. You were just in front of a couple of the spinners that were further back, and I could just see it going in turn. You had nowhere to go really, did you? In turn 2. That must have been a pretty scary moment for you.
Yeah, I was lucky to actually stop it where I did.
Just having a look at where you are in the championship, 12th place after these first 2 rounds. Not a bad little start. You happy with that?
Very happy.
What? I mean, obviously we've spoke about you in sort of past races, that saying how much you've improved. What's the target for this season? Where are you trying to end up? Top 10 championship, or?
I'll be happy with the top 15. Really, anywhere up there would be great.
And how you doing in the official series? Are you taking part in the Monday Night Madness?
I can't actually take part on Monday nights. I work night shift.
Oh, a bit of a guy, so this one works quite nicely for you then.
Yeah, very nicely.
Great. Well, anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
All my new teammates and all the sponsors. And I'd like to thank ARL for holding this, and yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, thanks Jamie. We look forward to seeing you at Virginia next week.
You too, mate.
Channel switched.
Right, one last driver that we haven't interviewed that's down there.
Let's just pull Alex back up as he disappeared.
User was moved out of your channel.
Yeah, apparently I moved myself like a muppet.
Yeah, that was some great racing there, Alex.
Yeah, we got one last driver down in the comms box. Not sure who that is.
Maverick.
User was moved to your channel.
Right, we've got Top Gun Super Pilot here, Maverick.
There you go.
Hello, mate. See you're in the interview channel. Do you want to let us know who you are? Because I've got no idea.
Oh yes, the engine. Hello.
Ah, hi, mate. Yeah. Well, well done. Today, couple of reasonable races. Happy with that?
Yeah, I was, mate. Yeah, pretty happy with the first one. Second one, not so happy.
Just actually, I've just loaded up your second race start. Just have a quick look at that back. 7th place overall after those 2 races. Sprint races, pretty new to ARL this season. How did you find the 2 sprint races?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Yeah, great fun. Yeah, real good battles and that. So loved it.
Oh, it looks like you just got just having a look. Yeah, a little bit of a moment going into turn 2. You did well actually to keep that going. Did you get much damage off that?
No, not really. When I continued, I thought I'd have a fair bit, but no, car seemed pretty decent. So I think I just in that turn there was a bump there, and I hit it and locked my rears, and that's what made me loop it around.
Yeah, but you thought you were back looking at this. Where did you end up? My timing screen's all gone a bit out of whack as people have left. But showing as 10th, is that where you finished up?
Yeah, 10th position.
You had a damn nice recovery from there, I have to say.
Yeah, tried my hardest to work my way back up.
We had one of your race on guys up here earlier. I think it was Graham trying to obviously give us a shout out and stuff for all your sponsors and things like that, and people to thank. Unfortunately, he got disconnected, so perhaps you can fill in for him and just plug your sponsors. Yeah,
I'd like to thank all the sponsors for with the great support and that we've had. And, yeah, I'd like to thank all my team as well and all the guys in it, and yeah, try to get the sponsors up as much on TV as we can.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of you this season taking part. Obviously, just I think it was really Frank who was doing a couple of races last season, so I think we've got about. I know you split into 2 different teams, but Race On, there's about 8 of you taking part this season, I believe.
Yeah, not quite sure on the number, but yeah, I think it is about that, all up. Yeah.
Well, we're VIR is up next. I'm not sure actually. Is the official series at VIR next week?
It is, yes.
It is. So, how are you guys set for that? Done any work on it yet, or?
Nothing yet.
Track that you like, or? I think it's a bit of a love-hate track, isn't it? You either love it or hate it.
Yeah, I mean I don't mind, but this is the track I hate. This is one of my worst tracks, I think, this one. But yeah, I don't mind it too much.
Cool. Well, we'll see you next week, mate. But yeah, thanks for jumping in for a quick interview. Well done on the fight back today, and you know, you find yourself, let's say, 7th place in the championship, something to work from round 1. I look forward to seeing you at VIR.
No, thanks very much, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
User was moved out of your channel.
Right, what I will do is Jim Davies just popped up. He had a bit of damage. We'll bring him up very, very quickly, and we'll wrap this show up.
User was moved to your channel.
Hi, Jim.
Hello.
Just thought we'll quickly bring you up. Last interview of the day before we close down the stream. Tell us a little bit about your races today. How'd they go? Happy with them?
Yeah, not too bad. It was a learning experience for me. I knew I was the only U.S. person there, so I was trying to take it easy, not get too close to people or worrying about lag.
Yeah, I see you picked up quite a bit of damage on the front end in the second race.
Yeah, the start was a little interesting. They kind of checked up in front of me a lot sooner than I expected.
Oh yeah, just watching it now actually. You did well to stop from planting right into the back, and if in fact you everything that went on was right in front of you. So
yeah, it was a fun first lap, that's for sure.
So if you were over in the US, what's the time over there at the moment for you?
Oh my gosh, right now it's 7:45 a.m. So my wife kicked me out of bed around 5:45 this morning to come in and do this.
That's pretty. That's some commitment for you. We've had a few Americans in there before, but I know it takes a lot to get up at that time. So fair play for taking part. We'll keep an eye on you. Just having a look where you are overall at the moment. 16th place after the first race, those 2 rounds. Have you got yourself a sort of a target for this season where you're hoping to end up?
Not last.
Fair play, that's all decent enough. I mean, what sort of experience have you got in the V8 SuperCar? Have you done many races before, or?
Yeah, on the official servers, we tend to try to do a U.S. times on Thursday and Friday nights, and I was big into that a few seasons back with the Can-Am guys, Chad and Curtis and Ray. A couple seasons ago when they changed the car, it didn't work for me, so I stopped racing for a couple seasons. But I'm trying to do it again this season. Graham got me back into it, gave me a hand last season. I tried to get back into it. He's been really helpful.
So how are you finding the new build? Obviously tyres have changed a bit. They fixed some of the bugs that were with the car.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the car is drivable now, so it's great. A lot of people for the last build were saying the car was great, they loved it, but it was like oil and water for me. It just didn't work.
Yeah, it's amazing how different builds can suit so many people. I mean, I run in the Williams, and yeah, there's a lot of cry over there at the minute with the changes to the car, saying how bad it is. But some people are over there saying they love it. So it's strange how that works.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, it's sim racing. Everybody's got the same stuff, so you just have to make do with what you have.
Jim, I haven't got your team details on the overlay, so at some point, if they're not on the forum, I might have just missed them. If you can post them up on the forum so I can get you added in. But do you run for a team? Do you want to give them a shout out while you're here?
Sure. The team we actually started a year and a half, maybe about a year and a half ago, is Can-Am Motorsports. It was a group of us, 3 Americans, 1 Canadian, and the idea basically was to go into the Monday night series and try to show that people other than the Australians could run the top series. And we had Curtis there for a while, and he was able to do some top 5s, and I think he even got a top 3 a couple times. So it was a lot of fun, and they've been really helpful, really great team.
Well, we're rolling into Virginia next week. How do you like the track?
I like the track. It's very technical, and it's one that doesn't really forgive mistakes, so it'll be interesting to watch.
Oh well, good luck there. Gonna call it a day on the broadcast. So thanks for popping in for an interview. Good luck next week, and I'll see you then.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's a great series. I'm really enjoying it.
Thanks, Jim.
User was moved out of your channel.
Right, a couple of drivers have jumped up, but we could be here all day with 35 people, so I'm going to call it a day on the interviews, I'm afraid. So sorry to those that have missed out. But Dean, who are you going to give driver of the day to today?
Race 1. You couldn't really give it to anybody else, could you really?
Yeah, very true.
Lee Day for that, just completely pulled away. And again, Lee in that second race, coming from all the way back in 10th, missing all the action in the first few laps and then finishing second, so...
Yeah, I think you need to also give Martinez a shout out. I mean, you know, where he finished down in that first race, sort of 7th or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look it up. I haven't got the results right.
Finished 9th in the first race.
So, you know, he wasn't the quickest out there. He did well to keep Dale behind him. We know how quick he was in the first race. Him and Tobias were able to keep up with Lee for a good portion of that first race. And you know, he held his nerve. He stayed cool and just covered where he needed to cover and just drove his pace. Didn't try and do anything crazy, and he ended up with a win. So he'll be delighted with that. I mean, he finds himself in second place in the championship. So, you know, great start from him as well. So definitely a worthy shout out. But overall, over the 2 races, yeah, I can't give it to anyone else apart from Lee Day. A first and a second, fantastic result. Right, well, we'll be back next week again, as we've said. VIR. I'm not taking part in the World Championship Series at Motegi. I'll be doing a Class A at Watkins. Yeah, I'll be broadcasting as we have this week. So I know on the schedule it's not down as being broadcasted, but please tune in because myself, Dean, and maybe Woody will be back as well if he gets his internet sorted. But from round 1 of the ARL V8 Supercar Series, brought to you by Paganini and Imports. I've been Alex Simpson.
I've been Dee Prescott.
And it's been a fantastic opener to this championship. See you next week, guys.